Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a lantern, and I've made one before. Last time it was very narrow and tall in coastal farmhouse, and of course all Dollar Tree items. This one is much more substantial and bigger, and also Dollar Tree items. I used one thing that wasn't from the Dollar Tree, but I wanted to be able to use it for any holiday. So what I've used is I got these 4 pictures from the Dollar Tree. I mostly wanted the same frames on them. And I found this little basket. I like the frame. And I got this roll of faux wood ribbon is what they're calling it. I got that from Hobby Lobby. And I got these dowels from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out of the frames and get those ready. I am going to set the glass aside because I'm going to use that later. And then I'm going to take this blue plastic off of this. Now, believe it or not, this was actually kind of hard to get off of there. It was really on there good. So I'm also going to be using this plaque that I got from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take that mermaid off, and she was on there pretty good too, I gotta say. I'm going to save it because I might be able to use it for something else, but I'm also going to take the little part off that hangs. I am going to leave the little corner pieces in there though. Then I'm going to take everything outside and spray paint it, and I used, it's kind of a mossy army green color, and of course I got that at True Value Hardware. So I spray both sides. I spray one side, let it dry, and then flip everything over and spray the other side. So once everything is dried, I'm going to actually push back all those little prongs that hold that glass in there. I don't want to see that, so I'm just going to push it back, and I'm going to hot glue all of those glass pieces in their place. So when I start gluing these into place on that plaque, I'm going to glue one just straight down. I'm gluing it up off of the, kind of on those little corner pieces. I don't want to set it down in there. I want it to kind of drop down a little bit inside. And I'm also going to be attaching the frames on opposite sides of each other. I don't want to start gluing them one right next to each other because then they're gonna lay funny on there, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna glue one and then do the opposite side and then the same on the other last 2. So once I get all 4 pieces in there, actually I start on when I get 3 frames up, I'm gonna glue the insides all the way down the sides. So basically by the time I'm done, I'm going to glue the insides in all areas and the outside too. I go over the edges on the outside as well, both on the sides and the bottom. And what I'm using to kind of smooth out my glue is one of the popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree. Those work perfect. Kind of like if you're caulking something, you want to kind of smooth it out. I guess that's what I'm kind of doing with my glue. I don't know if it works like that, but that's what I'm trying to do at least. But you can see that I'm gluing all the sides on the inside and the outside. I want it glued really well. That way it's really pretty sturdy. So you could use more of those dowels and attach them on the inside corners to give it more strength. And that's what I did with my last lantern that I made, but I didn't really want to see any of that. I suppose if you painted them the same, it wouldn't matter, but I'm going to use some of these metal ribbons, and I got those at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to cut the wider one into strips and just attach them on the inside rim all the way around at the bottom. So this is a step you don't have to do. I just wanted to do it. You could probably use anything. You could probably not use anything at all and it would still look just as good. But this is what I did, and I like how it looks once I get those in there. And I did use a popsicle stick to hold it in there because they've got little holes in it. But with those dowels, I'm going to just glue them into place So if you wanted this to be more permanent, use a better glue. I'm just using hot glue. But yeah, I'm gonna glue them into like an X on two sides, two opposite sides on my lantern. So I didn't want to do all four sides. I wanted to be able to see in there better on two of the panes of glass, but I do it on two sides. It's got that classic lantern look. And I'm also going to glue that narrower metal ribbon on the top. So I almost considered kind of staining this metal ribbon black, but I went with the silver. I have a lot of silver in my house, so I thought that that would look all right. And yeah, I'm just kind of creating a box that's sitting on top, and it gives me like a little bit of a lip on top, and my top can sit on top of that. But at this point, I'm kind of experimenting with different beads and stuff, and I buy the bead packs from Walmart, and this was a bracelet that I got from Walmart, and I just tore it apart. I wanted to use the pieces. So there's a variety of different things you could do to kind of attach something in that center, because those dowels don't quite line up. So if you wanted, you could line those up in the center and then do something on the outer four corners instead. But yeah, I kind of experimented a little bit, and I ended up using more of that metal ribbon, and I just kind of cut it into a shape that I liked and kind of rounded it out, or kind of made it like a half moon, I guess, and just hot glued it on there. And it looks like it's kind of tied it like a curtain tie, I guess. I don't know why I thought of that, but I guess it's a good description of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so I also make one, I don't round it out, but it's more flat, but I do the same shape for the inside because you can see it on the inside as well. So I just kind of make a little miniature version just to hot glue on the inside, on the back of that, so it just looks like that metal piece wraps around the entire thing on the inside and the outside. So again, use whatever type of glue you feel is best. Making this more of a permanent thing, I would use like E6000 or maybe one of the Gorilla Glues that dries clear. I really like the Gorilla Glue, but anyway, I'm also going to add a piece of that bracelet that I got from Walmart, and I tested out. I don't end up leaving it on there, but I do leave it on there for a little while and kind of look at it. So at this point, I'm going to cut some of this paper ribbon. It's really easy to cut. It's very thin like paper, so and it's got like a moss on it too. I really like that. I'm just going to cut it into place, and I'm going to start on the widest part of what would be the top of the basket, I guess, but I'm going to use it upside down. So I'm just going to hot glue all of these pieces on every corner or on every side of it, and then I'm going to do shorter pieces along the top and just kind of end up covering the entire thing. I kind of like how it looks layered like roofing a little bit. So the only part that I don't put this on is the very top. I do leave that open. Again, I really love how this has got moss on it. It's definitely got that cabin woodsy feel to it, and that's exactly what I'm going for. So something that I noticed with this is some of that moss falls off on the surface you're working on. So I just kind of pick it up and sprinkle it on those parts that I've glued, those edges, and it makes the edges seamless. It just kind of covers up where I've glued the pieces together. So I love how this turned out. It's exactly what I had pictured in my mind. So at this point, this is when I decided I don't like that bracelet piece on there. I just, if I want to use this for Christmas, which I will be, then I just didn't want that turquoise on there. So anyway, I'm just going to add a little silver bead at the top, kind of behind that, just to add like a little bit of something. Probably looked okay without it, but at this point I'm going to grab some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree and do that bottom edge. I guess when this was a basket it was the top edge, but it's going to be my bottom, so I'm just going to glue that, and then I'm going to add some nautical rope on that metal crisscross at the top. So my purpose for this is giving me something a little bit more substantial to glue a top onto this. So what I'm going to use for a very top piece is one of the Dollar Tree's party napkin rings, and I'm just going to cut a little piece of that metal ribbon, the wider ribbon, and glue it on top of that napkin ring. I think the napkin rings come in a pack of 6, and they're just like a plastic, but they look silver. So I'm also going to use one of the beads from the pack that I got from Walmart and make it like a little top on here. I'm going to glue that on. Basically, that is just for me to attach ribbon and decorative pieces to my lantern. It's really the only purpose. So at this point, I'm just going to start decorating it. So I'm going to put it on my table for right now. So I got this at Michael's, I believe. I loved the little mushrooms on it, and it's just very rustic and woodsy looking. I think it was $14 for that little garland. And I'm also going to use these faux candles, these faux birchwood candles from the grocery outlet. And it comes with a little remote, which is handy. And I'm going to put those in there. Then I'm just going to start layering in some leaves. So I got a pack of leaves at Walmart, some of those faux moss-colored stones from the Dollar Tree, and like vase filler stuff from Walmart as well. I'm just going to put those in, layer them around the candles, and yeah, I think it's very natural looking, and I really like that. So you'll notice as I'm doing this how big this lantern is. I'm really happy with the size of it. So I'm going to add some fairy lights in there. Actually, I think I'm going to do a separate video on these fairy lights because I absolutely love them. But yeah, expect that soon. I'm going to use some of the wood sticks off of a wreath that I got from the Dollar Tree. You could go out in your yard and just get some though, but I just wanted to add some, woodsy elements, I guess. So I'm going to use this very simple ribbon and some raffia from the Dollar Tree and just decorate my lantern. You can see how that top really gives me something to tie ribbon and such onto. That was my entire purpose for that top, was just for something to tie ribbon and stuff to. So I'm gonna dovetail my ribbon, and I love wired ribbon because I can shape it and mold it how I want it. I hate when I buy a ribbon, which I just did. I just bought some from Walmart in the Christmas section, and it doesn't have wire in it, so I'm not really happy about that. But anyway, I'm just going to create a bow here. You've seen me do bows before. You just make a loop, twist, make another loop, and then twist it. This is a classic florist bow. I was a florist for many years, and I can whip a bow out in just seconds, but I'm going slow for you guys. So you just make a loop, twist it behind, and once you get as many loops as you want, then you can just use a piece of twine, another ribbon. I like to use floral wire. You can get that at the Dollar Tree. So I'm just gonna put that wire, wrap it around that center, and then I can twist it and it will hold my bow into place. So the best part about using wire is I can use that wire to attach it to anything on the back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fluff up my bow just a little bit, and then I'm going to use that wire and attach it to that top piece on that lantern. It's perfect for just kind of having something to twist on your ribbon to and attaching your ribbon. So again, I'm going to do some dovetails on the end here. Notice how I added an extra piece of ribbon. So I have 4 tails, and they're longer on one side and shorter on the other side. That's just a personal preference. I think it brings a lot of interest to the lantern, and it doesn't have like a super uniform look to it. So last thing I'm going to add is I'm just going to add a brightly colored leaf right in the center of my ribbon or my bow up there. And yeah, it just kind of looks like, you know how leaves just kind of fall anywhere in the fall. So that's kind of what it looked like to me. So I'm going to put it on my dining room table. So here you can really see how big this lantern is. I'm excited to use this for Christmas because you could put like a village in there, like with, you know, like an actual Christmas scene in there, and have a lot of room for it. So I'm just gonna use some pumpkins. I love the shape of that pumpkin. I got that at Walmart for like $5. And the squash, the same thing, Walmart for like $5. And yeah, I'm just gonna add another one of those garlands I have on there with the mushrooms and stuff on it, and just little filler pieces. I'm pretty sure everything either came from Walmart or the Dollar Tree, and this little piece I did get at Hobby Lobby, and it was like 70% off though. So but yeah, the things that I did get from Walmart, like the vase fillers and stuff, they were like 98 cents for a pack. So more of those fairy lights. I can't wait to tell you about those. Those are like a super great find. They're gonna come in so handy at Christmas. I can't wait. But yeah, I love how this looks. It's just so rustic and woodsy, and that was exactly what I was going for. So obviously you guys could use different colors and use like maybe a different ribbon on top. It doesn't have to be the birch wood, but yeah, I love it. I love how it's got that classic lantern shape to it. I'm showing you different ways here. I've used it in the fall. I've put flowers in it, just a plain lantern, and also for Christmas stuff. So yeah, I think it's perfect for any holiday, and I love the size of it. So anyway, hope you guys like this video, and of course, I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.